Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still repeating history in the short term. And while this is happening, the price is moving closer towards the next massive move coming very soon. So I'll be talking about that in just a moment, alongside Ethereum now flashing a new signal in the short term that we need to pay attention to. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video. So definitely watch to the end. First of all, taking a quick look at the 3-day Bitcoin chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is technically still within a larger bullish trend, forming higher lows and higher highs, which here on the larger time frames is also known as a bull market. And we also have this massive hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day Bitcoin chart, with higher lows in the price and lower lows in the RSI, which is a trend continuation pattern in the bullish trends. This is a bullish signal. But as I always say, it is important to understand the difference between the different time frames. So on small time frames, we can see short-term pumps and short-term dumps basically every single day. But when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, those short-term moves are making up this larger bullish trend on the larger time frames. And so basically over the last few days, nothing has really changed on this 3-day Bitcoin chart, and the same can be said for this 3-day Bitcoin chart, which I talked more about in my last video. And so if you want to know more about this potential pattern that's forming right now on the 3-day Bitcoin chart, check out my last video here on the channel if you missed that video. And if we're taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, right now the price of Bitcoin is still running into this area of support, sitting in between around 67,000 to 68,000. And at least for now, and as we've seen over the last 1 week or so, we have been finding a lot of support in this area. But if we end up seeing a confirmed break to the downside, so for example, daily candle closes confirming below 67,000, then in that case, we could likely drop back down towards this area in between around 63 to 64,000 if we first confirm a break below 67,000, which as of right now has not yet happened. And so at least for now, in the somewhat shorter term, and as I've been saying basically every day over the last 1 to 1.5 weeks, we're still looking very neutral just in the short term, not overly bullish or overly bearish, just in the short term here. And so basically on the daily time frame, nothing has really changed over the last 1 day. So if we're zooming all the way into the short term, looking at the 1-hour Bitcoin chart, technically speaking, the price is still somewhat repeating history. And I've been talking about this over the last couple of days. First of all, right back here, I said we're most likely going to have a dump in the price of Bitcoin over the next 1 day. And then we saw exactly that over the next 1 day. And then right around here in my last video, I said we're most likely going to have a slight bounce, but mostly choppy sideways price action over the next 1 day. And since then, we've seen exactly that. And this is because the price is basically repeating history. We're seeing very similar price action to what we saw back here, and also here in the RSI, we're seeing very similar signals. And so if we continue to repeat this previous type of price action, we're likely going to see some more choppy sideways price action in the form of some short-term pumps and short-term dumps here and there. Because if we're looking at what happened last time, that's pretty much exactly what we saw. We did end up seeing a little bit more of a pullback over the next 1 to 2 days after that type of price action that we've just seen. And so basically, I'll not be surprised if we end up seeing some more choppy sideways price action, as I've been saying basically every day over the last 1 to 1.5 weeks, and so far has been playing out exactly as expected. But ultimately, this is still temporary. Obviously, we're not going to chop around sideways forever into infinity. So right now, while the price has been chopping around sideways, we're actually forming a new pattern right now on the 4-hour time frame, which is a new symmetrical triangle pattern, also known as a horizontal triangle pattern. And so what we're seeing right now is ascending lows, higher lows, an ascending line of support, and lower highs, a descending line of resistance, which basically means the price is contracting into a tightening range, which means eventually the price will be forced to either break below this support line or above this resistance line, and that will set up the next measured move for this pattern right here, the next price target for the breakout. And from where we are right now to the end of this triangle, that's roughly around half a week to 1 week from now. So basically in less than a week, we're likely going to see the next move officially begin in the price of Bitcoin rather than just this same choppy sideways price action. So we could continue to see this type of price action potentially over the next couple of days. That is still a possibility. But once again, within 1 week from now, we're likely going to see the next significant move begin, at least in the shorter term, for the price of Bitcoin. And as of right now, this line of support is sitting at approximately 67.2k, and this line of resistance is currently sitting at around 69.1k. And so basically we need to confirm a breakout above that line of resistance in order to set up a bullish price target for this pattern, but we need to confirm a break to the downside below this support in order to set up a bearish price target. So until we see a break of those levels, this pattern is not in play. We have no active price target. But for example, if we see a confirmed breakout above that line of resistance to the upside, then that will set up a bullish price target for this pattern at roughly around 74.8k. And so if we were to trade this move to the upside from the point of the breakout to the price target, that's around an 8 to 9% move in the price of Bitcoin. Or on the other hand, if we fail to break out above this resistance and instead we actually break below that support line with confirmation, then that will set up a bearish price target for this pattern sitting at around 61.8k. And so from the point of the breakdown to that price target, that would be around an 8% move to the downside, which we can also trade that move to the downside with a short position, for example. And so for the Bitcoin traders out there, it does not matter what direction the price breaks, whether we are bullish or bearish, we can make money in either direction with, for example, a long position or a short position. And we don't even need to know the direction beforehand, we just need to wait for the signal to confirm, which would be a confirmed break of one of these levels right here for a potential entry into a trade. As always, not financial advice, this is just an example and revealing my trading strategy. And so for example, a trading strategy that I usually use when it comes to a breakout trade like this is if we confirm a breakout, let's just say above resistance, then in that situation, I'd look to enter a long position. And usually in my trading strategy, I enter a small long position once we initially confirm the breakout. And then if we see extra confirmation, like more candle closes, or if we come back down for a retest on those extra confirmation signals, I may look to add to that long position. And essentially, I'll just enter that long once we've confirmed the breakout and trade the move towards the price target and take profits around the price target. But if we never actually confirm the breakout above resistance and we confirm a break below support, then in that situation, of course, I'd look to enter a short position around there. And it's basically the exact same thing as I just explained for the long position, but obviously in the opposite direction and trading the move to the downside and taking profits near the price target. But once again, that is not personal financial advice because I don't know your personal financial situation. I'm just revealing my trading strategies that have been working for me. And this is just an example of how we can take a trade here, no matter what direction the price goes. We can make money in either direction. So once again, the situation right now is just in the imminent short term, potentially for the next couple of days. We could still chop around sideways while we're still in this pattern right here, but soon enough, within around 1 week from now, we're very likely going to see the next major move begin in the price of Bitcoin. And if you want to take these trades in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto, personally, I'm taking these trades over on Bybit. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, which is currently a $1.5 million trading competition happening right now over on Bybit. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you could potentially win a share in 1.5 million USDT in this trading competition in that first link down below this video. But if a trading competition isn't really your thing, then there's also a massive lucky draw happening right now over on Bybit. Just by trading crypto using the second link down below this video, it'll take you to this page right here where you could potentially win up to $100,000 or some free Bitcoin or Ethereum. And there's a bunch of other prizes here just by trading crypto on Bybit. Once again, using those links down below this video, it'll take you to these pages. The first link take you to this page right here, and the second link below this video will take you to the lucky draw. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex down below this video as an alternative crypto exchange. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we can still see some downside liquidity building up at around 66,500 approximately. And we also have some upside liquidity building up at around 69,500 and more liquidity closer towards 71,000. And so once again, when the price of Bitcoin eventually breaks one of these levels on the chart right here for this pattern, that will likely trigger a massive move, at least in the short term for the price, because we do have a lot of liquidity both to the upside and to the downside, which can propel the price further in those directions. And if we're taking a look at Ethereum on the daily time frame, right now the bullish breakout for the bullish falling wedge is technically still active with a bullish price target in play at around 40.70. And so here on the daily time frame over the last 1 day, nothing has really changed here for the price of ETH. And if we're taking a look at the 8-hour time frame, at the time of recording this video, the price of ETH is now retesting this Fibonacci level, which is sitting at roughly around 38.20. And if we see a confirmed breakout back above that level, if we see candle closes back above 38.20, then we're likely going to head back up towards this local high at around 39.50 approximately. And if we can break out above that high, forming a new higher high in the price, then we're likely heading up towards this previous high, which should also act as strong resistance just underneath 4.1k. And as for short-term support, in case we see some sort of rejection again here in the short term, we still have a lot of support in this area in between around 3.6k to 36.50. And of course, we've just recently found some short-term support based on this previous high acting as resistance and right here sitting at around 37.10. And if we're zooming further into the short term, looking at the 4-hour time frame, what we are now seeing in the price of ETH is a new hidden bullish divergence, which is now technically confirmed. Because since my last video, we have begun to see a little bit more of a bullish relief just in the imminent short term here, which is kind of starting to cement this higher low in place in the price action. And because we have higher lows in the price in the candle closes and lower lows in the RSI, once again, this is a hidden bullish divergence, which is technically a bullish trend continuation pattern. And as of right now, the trend in the short term is technically still bullish. We have not yet broken the higher low, higher high price structure. But obviously, just over the last few days, we did have a break from that short-term bullish trend in the form of a pullback and some choppy sideways price action due to that previous bearish divergence, which played out perfectly over the last few days. But like I said in my last video, the bearish divergence was approaching an end. And as of right now, we're basically at the end of that bearish divergence technically playing out because we now have a new hidden bullish divergence and the price is already starting to experience a little bit of a slight bullish relief just in the short term. And if we want to become more confident that the price is actually officially flipping more bullish again and this bearish divergence is completely invalidated, ideally we need to see a breakout here in the RSI above this descending line of resistance in order to become more confident that this bearish divergence is officially invalidated. And with that being said, taking a very quick look at the price of Solana, because over the last 1 day, nothing has really changed for Solana. We're still looking very neutral just in the short term, chopping around sideways. And as of right now, we still have this support line at around 160. And below that level, if we were to see a confirmed break to the downside, we still have this area of support in between 140 to 144. And as for resistance, we're still finding a lot of resistance in this area in between around 167 to 172. And above that level, we have more resistance in between 182 to 186 approximately. But once again, like I've been saying over the last 1 week approximately, we're still looking very neutral just in the short term here for the price of Solana, which so far has been playing out exactly as expected. And if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, once again, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.